Rawr.
And we're back in a snowy day in Cities Skylines and Snowbusiness, our town that really does need a better name. We're going to keep things going today and kind of see what we can expand on. When we left last time, we kind of built out our industrial island here. We were working on our kind of commercial residential mix and considering buying another sector or another zone. I'm feeling like expanding to the right and getting the rest of this island in some of these chunks because it's a lot of good build area and place to separate things out, and then we can figure out from there. So we don't have a ton of cash right now, so we're not going to do this just yet, but let's see what we got. So we have demand for pretty much everything. It's the middle of a snowstorm. We have a broken power line, but it doesn't seem to matter. Alright. Oh, we got deaths. Ooh, we don't have a cemetery, do we? We do not. We can't afford one. Gell. Alright. Let's get the roads out. Let's get building some stuffs. Let's see. Straight road. Okay. So we were looking at expanding the residential down here and then having kind of a commercial arrow essentially coming out. I think what we're going to do is continue that, but have everything to the left of this drag be commercial, and then have residential wrap around the rest of this island. And then maybe look at having a commercial center here or here as well to service this main residential hub. So yeah, so we're going to keep going with that then. So we have this curved road nice here. Let's get the manual road tool and make some kind of cool coastal roads for like our super expensive housing. And then I have a curve in like that. It's not too bad. It's not going to be crazy efficient, but it doesn't really have to be at this point. So let's say if we want to make an arced road. It's not really that pretty, is it? Well, I guess we'll do that for this one and then figure out a better design to infill and go from there. Now, do we have our heat pipes and stuff are good for this area? Oh, we should probably boost up our speeds. And then we'll finish filling these in since they have heat and power and water to get a few more bodies into this town. And let's get some more of those sweet, sweet tax dollars. In fact, you are going to become standard residential as well. See, what I figure we'll do is once also we unlock this part of the island, we'll put some of our higher density stuff in the middle here, and maybe get an additional ramp system coming in off the highway. But yeah, we haven't unlocked that yet. We don't have enough population just yet to get the high density residential zones, to get those sweet high rises. But we'll get there. We'll get there. I'll finish making my road that was supposed to be pretty, but is looking like it's probably going to be pretty ugly. If I give it more of an aggressive angle. It's got that weird like dip in it now though. Oh, there. That makes it a bit more of a curve-ish thing. Alright, well it's not great, but it's not awful, but it's not great. But we'll use it for now. We'll fill that in with res. Okay, so our industrial demand, or residential demand is dumping. Industrial still high, so we'll feed that a little bit. Our commercial is just popping off here. So we're going to go ahead and backfill that strip. Now that might have been a terrible decision. I have to make some more pipes here to feed heat. Actually, it's not too bad. And then if we come here... Okay, there we go. So that's at least taken care of for now. We're doing much better in our weekly income compared to what we were doing. We'll be able to get that cemetery up and running in no time, which maybe actually will plop down here, kind of in the middle of this residential area, to keep the density from getting too crazy near the waterfront. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we want to do that or if we want to look at like pushing it further out, or kind of what the best way to do that would be. We'll have to do a little bit of thinking on that one. Okay, so they should have water now. And this should take care of that zone. Once it ticks over, tickety tick. Come on, there we go. And this also takes care of this. Perfect. All right, so we can start backfilling residential all the way through here. Actually, might as well just use the big square tool since we're doing all of this anyway. There we go. Okay, so our commercial demand has calmed down a bit now. Residential is still, pretty good. And then we have still super high demand for our industry, which is developing so quickly it's literally on fire. Alright, let's do some filling. There we go. This should be okay for now. I don't want to expand too much yet until we know exactly what we want to do with that kind of island. But we do need to get this cashola flowing. Okay. So how much does the cemetery cost? Oh, $8,000, which we can now just afford. So we're gonna put, you know what? We're gonna recycle our dead people. We're gonna put the cemetery right beside the geothermal station. Why? Because it's probably the best place for it. It's got a good kind of connection to the city, so the mortician vehicles, those things, hearses and such, can actually get to the town because it becomes a big problem. And it's still connected up to the main roundabout and a lot of fun stuff. Alright, so that should be okay. We've got a tremendous volume of tiny homes going up on the very edge here. And then a nice, complement across the street of much larger houses. And even more being built every day. Things are going pretty good here, I think. Our cash is really fluctuating, but that's fine. Alright, let's take a look. So we have no water and lots of fire in the old industrial park. So let's go ahead and just make some normal pipes since we're not heating this with our fanciness as we decided. Okay. And how are we doing on electricity? Getting closer. I think we're okay to put some more industrial in. We're not going to do a lot of expansion probably into this corner, so I feel fairly comfortable popping those out. Alright. Industrial's cooking, commercial's cooking, residential's cooking. So we can start planning this area out a bit more. Let's see. I kind of want to keep this rock where it is. So I wonder if we can do a nice, road around it. Be a less aggressive turning angle. Need that a little bit. We can call this rock crescent or some such. So that should be good, and we can come off of it and have roads coming into these areas and just kind of it's not super efficient, but I think it looks better than just running a constant grid where everything just looks the same all the time. I mean, what's the sense in having a big city if you hate looking at it every day, right? There we go. That's not too bad. It uses most of the available space without being, overly grotesque. Alright, so now we're going to need to heat and water it. We actually have some budget to do this. Is fantastic. Okay. There we go, heated and watered. So we're ready to backfill that once we have the opportunity. Now we'll have we'll have a straight road coming off of this intersection. Space already occupied. Did I make is there a nubbin? Oh, there is a nubbin. It was the nubbin. We'll have this one run parallel to the highway all the way up to the coast. And then a nice straight road on the coast linking back up to that junction. And then this is going to become, we have hit power. Oh, it's because I broke the connection. Like some sort of man-child. What? Why does this want to let me hook up? Why? Why do you do this? Why can you not? Huh? Why won't it let me connect these two? What am I doing wrong here? Oh, so they're different heights. Crap. Crap. Let's slow time down because we're going to start losing people for not having enough juice. Bing, and then let's go up. Okay, so this is glitching out, so we're just going to go ahead and connect to the network separately, and then remove the old one. And then we should be okay. Oh yeah, there we go. The mods are working good. As you can see, Steam is up. So our auto demolishes should be good to go. We have this connected back, and we have power back again. So we have to keep careful with that as we develop this area that we can really easily cut power off to everything if we're not careful. Alright, so this one's going to be less about being pretty and more about efficiency. So we'll connect there, and there, and not quite there. Here we go. That one doesn't need to go all the way through because we're not going to have a full connection because of the power plant and the cemetery there. So maybe we'll just do some of these. There we go, that should be okay. And then we'll heat this area and we should be okay to get this cooking. So I want the fancy pipe. Oh, I see. So I'm not going to be able to cross the existing pipe. That might prove to be difficult. Because if we can't cross the streams, I'm not entirely sure how we're going to heat the other side of that. Unless we have some option of like going deeper. I mean, surely you can't. Can you build up or down with these? No. So there's no vertical like alignment. So I'm wondering if maybe we upgrade a portion of this, if we can make like a junction, or if it's just gonna. It doesn't look like it broke everything. So maybe we can do like a junction point with the existing hot-cold network. Yeah, there we go. And then this should allow us to pass over without having to upgrade all the piping going here and everything else, because it doesn't make a lot of sense to heat our industrial zone with this expensive geothermal when we can do it with electricity at a reasonable rate. Because the houses are what use most of the heat, right? Not so much the factory. Like the people working in the factory will keep themselves warm by virtue of their labor, right? But when you're just max relaxing at home playing Fallout, you really don't want to be like, freezing to death. Yeah, that should be okay. And then we can start backfilling as we need to here. Okay. Space already occupied. Connected, that's all good. So it's going to be this part now, and it needs to come down and connect. And then we need to upgrade these sections, which will get us most of where we need to go. Connect here to here, a little outcrop. There we go. Okay, so our new commercial zone district is good to go. So we'll start popping down some low density. Eventually, we're gonna crank some of this up to high, but for now, we'll keep it with a low density commercial. That shouldn't be a problem. We'll probably want to upgrade the roads before we do that, just to make sure we can actually support the insane amount of traffic we're gonna get from those commercial, with the residential being sort of close nearby. We'll do another offshoot for industrial, and get the regular piping in for that. There we go. Okay, switch back to industrial. Backfill these areas because we have we have infinite industrial demand. Like they're just begging for more industry, which surprises me because our population is going down a little bit. I mean, actually having the people to work in these factories is going to be the next tricky bit. But we're going to go ahead and just mass zone our residential playground here. Speaking of which, speaking of playgrounds, school availability is still good. Now property value is pretty trash, so maybe we'll start looking at putting some ballin' parks in here. Actually, yeah, we'll put my favorite, the campfire park, in there. We'll get a skating rink just off of the cool rock roundabout, and a ice sculpture park right there. So this is going to bring our waterfront property value up nicely, I think. It looks like we are starting to run into some power problems. Yep. Alright, so we're doing pretty well in finance. How are we doing in terms of loans in the economy? We have a bit of a loan left on... hey! 3,600 population. That's awesome. But yeah, so we have a bit of a loan left on the big one here. We can actually pay that off. Boom. There we go. Oh, because we got that big influx of cash for that milestone. So instead of, spending that on the city like I could have, I just paid off the loan. Because why wouldn't you just invest the money properly? Anyway, that should be okay. Power is going to be a little bit of an issue here for a little bit of time. Once this ticks over... Actually, once this ticks over, we'll add another power plant. So let's see what our options are. We have the coal power plant for 19,560 a week, giving us 40 megawatts. Or we have oil for 50k up front, 1920 a week, for 120 megawatts, which may be the better option here, even though it has that rough, like its weekly cost is just no joke, especially compared to our monthly, or our weekly income rather, pardon me. I think we should be able to support it. We'll see if we start losing pop before we hit the cash value of that. If we do, we'll go for another coal power plant, which will kind of tide us over until we get to the point of unlocking, either hydro or nukes, or solar for that matter. Let's see here. This is actually all developing pretty okay. We have some more industrial demand, which we can definitely help out with feeding. Traffic actually, even in the industrial zone, staying pretty good, considering that it's completely separate, which is probably the best way we could have done that. It's looking like we're probably going to need to put a fire department in the old industrial zone soon, and that's going to also be a hefty amount of money. So maybe we should actually look at taking that loan back out. We'll take the 20k out. We'll fix our power problem immediately with a coal plant, and we'll fix our fire problem immediately with a fire station. So that should bring that one down. Now, this fire station, we're probably going to need another one in here as well. Just looking at that bright red. So as the money crawls back up, actually, yeah, we'll throw one in here, and this should bring our our residential city fire risk down pretty considerably. Looks like it's done an okay job doing that. All right. So things are going pretty well. It's super cold, but dawn is coming, so the temperature's coming back up. It's snowing a lot. We have power though. We have heating. We have quite the population kind of brewing along here. So things are kind of on the up and up. They're going well. So yeah, I guess we'll leave it here and back shortly, and see you next time.